What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. You're coming at us. We're coming at you, not you're coming at us. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 314. We're recording on February 3rd, 2025. I'm Doug. Joining me today, we got Warren.
We're coming at you.
And Anita.
Hello.
You're coming at us.
This is literally like my 300th time saying this, and I messed it up like a good 10% of the time. It's
You were gone.
ridiculous.
It's okay.
No, I was here last week.
I know you.
God damn it.
Never mind. It's been a long week. Hold on.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform. Sub to us on YouTube. Join the SojuTalk Discord. Be a part of the nation. There is no big announcements. And there is no after hours. We're just gonna do a standard fun episode. We got a lot of. Well, we got 3 good songs to talk about. Let's just get into it. All right. First one. Jennie keeps releasing tracks from her upcoming album. This one is Jennie and Dominic Fike. Love Hangover. We have PLAVE with Dash. We have IVE with Attitude. So those are the 3 tracks. I know last week, I said there's a high possibility we're gonna cover a Baby Monster B-side, right? I lied apparently. You know what? I'll take the blame, but I'll also want to share some blame. There's like this Discord that kind of has this channel that they post the comeback schedule. IVE is not on their schedule. I don't know why, but it's not. So, I don't know.
Well, mistakes happen. Life is how it is.
Next week, though, there's only 2 releases right now, so maybe we get to the Baby Monster tracks. Maybe. So keep your fingers crossed. I apologize to everyone who wants us to talk about the B-sides from them, but we'll see what happens. All right, Jennie and Dominic Fike, Love Hangover. She is from Atelier. I don't know how to pronounce that still. Last 3 songs, Zen, Mantra, You and Me. Guys, very different from last week's Zen, right? Like completely different stratospheres of songs.
Total 180 right here.
And I know last week we gave Zen really high scores during SojuScore, right? Like obscenely high scores. I think
I gave it an obscenely high score. Like,
I think it was mostly Warren.
Yeah, we had a 779 came out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I might like this one more than Zen.
It's catchy.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. It's not
There's
the craziest take.
Here's the thing. Although I know a lot of people think of Jennie as like, oh, she's the queen from Blackpink, you know? She's the head honcho. She's the boss. To me, I watch a lot of their behind the scenes stuff, and I've seen Jennie on variety shows like Michuri or Apartment 404, right? So like I see more of Jennie not in Blackpink. And she's like a goofy, funny person, right? And I think that really shines in this music video and song. It's just fun, right?
No, it's very quirky. It's like very slightly campy in like a very tasteful way. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. It's cute. The lyrics are cute. It's like where Zen was all about I am a queen. Now she's like, stop fucking with me. I'll fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Right off the bat, like I think the song's just really, really good. I think it's groovy, it's funky, it's chill, it's relaxed. More like, you know, again, we're doing a full 180 from where you were with Zen, right? Or like even with Mantra, where like Mantra is like definitely a closer to like a standard pop song.
Like an anthem-y song.
Right. Love Hangover, I feel like, is a closer take at her expanding her palette a little bit, trying something new. She's trying a new genre where like she's trying out. Essentially, this is like a modern neo soul track. If you don't know what neo soul is, it's a type of R&B music. Historically, I would look at D'Angelo or like Erykah Badu, you know, like you know, if you're an RM fan, I'm sure you know who that is. On the other hand, like more modern wise, I'm thinking like somebody like SZA or like Kali Uchis, right? Where like,
I hear that.
Right, like particularly Kali Uchis, I heard a lot of in this track as an inspiration. Like the airiness of her vocals, the way it's relaxed, the way I don't know, like Jennie sounds very sensual, like very funky, very mellow. A lot of what Kali does really, really well. But where like Kali feels like she's she has like a very summer, like late summer kind of vocal, right? Jennie has more of like a she's still cold. The coldness is still there. It's not really like warm or like anything like that, but it's still sensual. It's mellow. Like it's, I don't know. Like it feels like she's retained the Jennie-ness, but like we're trying something completely new. And I don't know. I'm pretty convinced it works in a very fantastic way. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I think to me, what stood out the most, and I think you already touched on it, Warren, is her vocal tone. Because I don't think I've heard a solo project or within Blackpink where she has this airy, very, very light, very like it sounds a little delicate, but once you get to the chorus, it kind of builds out a little bit more. It was really nice. I was like paying a lot of attention to her voice because of that, because it sounded very interesting, very different than what I'm typically used to. But it worked. I think it made sense for the song. It was also really it made the contrast with the visuals of the music video very interesting, because the music video, it's comedy. It's a storyline of like this relationship and things always going wrong, right? It's quite violent, like, but the song is very chill, very mellow. I don't know. I think it was a very fun way to present it.
Yo,
I thought it was nice.
Charles was struggling, my guy.
So the entire music video, he's like, Jennie,
Jennie, please stop dying.
You know, it's like one of those movies, like I don't know, like Kingsman, where they all of a sudden have a music montage that's upbeat, and then but people are just getting killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, I guess we're tastefully killing the henchman now, right? To a fun song.
like a Kingsman kind of.
Yeah, one of those type of scenes. That's what this music video reminded me of, because like she gets eaten in half by their equivalent of Godzilla or King Kong, right? At one point.
Yeah.
It's just a fun music video. Honestly, Jennie could use this as her acting reel too. There's a lot of fun acting in this. Like I really like the bowling alley scene where she throws the ball and it's dragging her. Bro, it's so funny. You know, for me, this is one of those stink face songs. I was like, ooh, okay, ooh. Here's what I'm gonna say. This song, Jennie has like 4 other tracks with music videos: Zen, Mantra, You and Me, Solo, more or less, right? For me, this is already top 2 out of those 5.
Oh shit!
That's how I feel.
Wow.
I really enjoyed this track. It's my favorite out of this, Zen, and Mantra.
Okay, no. Let's set some boundaries, right? Let's set some guardrails here, because like I don't think the song is like completely flawless. Like,
no, of course.
Okay, on one hand,
it was a little short.
Sorry, what?
I think it was a little short.
Right, it's very short. Like it has like, it's the perfect song to drag on for 4 minutes. No complaints if it does. It's very groovy. It's a relaxing song to begin with. Feels very short when it ends with like 2 takes on like a verse. You know what I mean? And then a bit of an outro. Like I feel like the song would do really well with like a little bit more pacing. We have to talk about our man Dom. He is not good.
Dominic Fike.
Dominic Fike is average at best in this track. I'll be honest.
Ooh.
To me, he sat somewhere between average to like I'm skipping his section. Like, I don't know. Like, not that he's ever rubbed me as like someone who has anything particularly. You know what I'm trying to say. I've never been a particular huge fan of his music to begin with. I don't know. I feel like he really came in and added nothing other than providing a bit of change up, which the song desperately needed for some audiences. Personally, I don't know. I if there's a Jennie solo version, I would not complain. If there's like, you could have given this section to any rapper and it would have done really well. Like I'm thinking about all the times, like for example, going back to Kelly, when Kelly collabed with Tyler for like her solo track, shit was good. It was a good change up. It was funky. It was groovy. Like I don't know. Dom here is not meeting standards for me personally. And if I see it I see that to such a strong degree, such that like you might not like his part so much that you might want to skip this entire track. Period. Like
Really?
If you told me that's your reason, I get that. I vibe with that. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I didn't love it, but it was not something that I thought was absolutely necessary. Like you mentioned, like if it was without it, I wouldn't miss it.
Right. Like if it's like a Jennie solo thing with like Jennie's second verse, I wouldn't complain
terrible.
at all.
Jennie could have rapped. Jennie could rap. She was out of rap.
She could have. But in the context of like this song being something that spreads Jennie farther into doing other things and trying new things, like in that nature, I feel like it made sense to introduce like a different person to do that little section. Was Dominic a good idea? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it was terrible though. I don't think it ruined the track.
I don't think it ruined. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it ruined the track for me. But it was like a very low point in the track for me. But like the thing is, like all of these things that I mentioned, I'm willing to overlook because like the rest of the beat is like so good. Jennie is really good. The way it transitions from like a very airy, the whole first verse, like the fight me, fight me, fight me. She's singing in that airy voice. There's a very minimal progression in the chords, and then once that first chorus hits, it's so. There's a groovy, there's a change up in the progression to be a little more funky. The bass is a little more forward. That moment is so magical for me, where I'm like, God damn, like I'm here for it. You know what I mean? And then there's like a little pace change near the end that becomes a little more upbeat. I feel like in an album setting that would do really well. I don't know. Like here, the thing is. If you're looking for a solo, if you're looking for an APT, if you're looking for a K-pop release, this is not your answer.
No. I agree.
Yeah, that's the caveat. Like if you're not a fan of neo soul, if you're not a fan of airy vocals, then you're not gonna like this song at all. This song does a lot of things that is very not typical for K-pop, because at the end of the day, like she's kind of moved on from just doing the K-pop thing. You know what I mean? That's the point.
Sure.
Yeah. So in my head, she's making the right move of going beyond and trying different things. She is, at the end of the day, yes, still a pop musician, but on the other hand, I appreciate that she's trying different things that she's not super familiar with. I am very grateful that we're getting Jennie without the YG ending or like the dance break, like good lord.
I'm sure that will come back eventually with Blackpink.
I'm sure we'll get our fair share of that, but for me, it hits all the marks in the right way.
Yeah. I think it's nice.
Was it as okay? I don't think the rap was good, but I wasn't as like this is critically bad.
Right.
I wasn't there yet.
Well, I'm not saying it's critically bad either. I'm just saying that if I can imagine people would say that, and I wouldn't particularly disagree with them either. You know what I mean?
The flow was kind of weird that they chose as well. I thought
it was very mediocre.
There were just certain parts where like we'll try to get to the next like pattern, but we'll just shove a bunch of words to get there quicker. You know what I mean? It was just like I don't know what we're doing here. Also, I don't know any of the technical words for rap, so that's just my interpretation of it.
Bad flow. That's all.
Bad flow. Yeah, the transition between the flows was just like, okay, I see why you kind of screwed up the end of the first flow to get to the second flow. I get it, but it wasn't great. That being said, music video was a lot of fun. I thought her acting was good. I thought that this really showed Jennie's been showing a lot of range lately, I think, which is nice.
I like it.
I really thought we might just get pigeonholed into like K-pop-esque tracks, pop tracks, but we're not, which is good. That being said, it's still pop music, but I like what Jennie's showing us. I enjoyed the song. It's a good vibe. One point I want to bring up, independent of the song, right? The last 2 weeks, there seems to be a big disconnect between our enjoyment of these songs and then the people on our server, the SojuTalk Nation, and how they feel about the Jennie songs.
Oh shit.
Specifically the Jennie songs.
Quick spoiler, Jennie got last place both this week and last week compared to the other songs.
This week too?
Like significantly last place.
Wow.
Damn.
Well, okay, I'm not too surprised because I think majority of listeners, audience are more of the typical K-pop. Maybe that's an assumption. They like maybe that sound more, and we've kind of agreed that Jennie's kind of straying from that a bit.
Oh, I'm not really into things outside of K-pop too, and I like this track, like.
Oh, I don't know then.
But let us know why some of you guys, like, for instance, let me look at it. We got a lot of like 4s and 5s for this
Damn.
Jennie track this
4s?
week. Like,
Damn.
in a nice way, in a friendly way. Explain why you guys weren't too digging. You were like, this is just okay. Like, it's not that good.
Chances are I'll respond because like I like having these conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. There just seems that's just an observation. I don't know why, but there seems to be a disconnect between our enjoyment of these Jennie tracks and the nation's enjoyment.
Can I sing one more praise so that we end on a good note with this track though?
Oh, sure.
There's this one lyric that stands out to me that as something that's like really, really clever and cute, where like she ends the chorus with she says, "I swear I'll never do it again," and then immediately she goes, "Ah shit, I did it again." And I'm like,
that's like, okay,
that's fun.
Fun. That's so relatable though, right? Like, for instance, I'll give one.
I did it again.
The video game I'm playing has like gambling aspects of it, not like money gambling, but like I could do something to my item. 25% chance it could make my item even better.
Oh, not you're doing one of those.
50% chance my item's gonna remain the same. 25% chance my item's bricked. It's done. And I mess up an item. I'm like, I'm never gonna do that again. The next day I do it.
Hey, dog, you're just gambling. You just have a gambling addiction.
I'm chasing the dragon.
You're just gambling. That's what it is.
That's what it reminded me. But this is not a monetarily gambling game. It's an item gambling game. So
yeah, you're gambling for a better sword or like better
exactly.
staff.
I'm gambling for a better bow, and it's not been going well.
I've played Maple Story. I know what that is like.
The Maple Story game is incredibly difficult. It's nuts. But that's what that line reminded me of. I was like, oh, you turn off the game. You're like, I'm going to bed. I'm never going to do that again. The next day you do it again. But yeah, good lyric. Let's pivot. This is the first time we're covering PLAVE on the podcast, I believe.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
PLAVE Dash. They are from The Last, which is essentially like a CGI company at this point. I've been reading. It's a VFX technology company is the way they put it themselves.
They in their official releases, they say they're at the cross section of K-pop, webtoon, and high technology. So there you go, high technology.
All right, well that's them. Their last 3 songs from PLAVE: Pump Up the Volume, Way for Love, and The Sixth Summer. So some of you are probably like, who the F is this PLAVE group y'all are going to talk about today? So okay, the best way for me to describe this is, do you guys know about VTubers, right? How there's like a human, but then there's a virtual avatar that represents that person in the world, right? That's essentially what this group is. It's a VTuber group, more or less. But they use way better technology than a VTuber would on Twitch. That's essentially what this group is. They do like concerts with the avatars. Like they do fan meetings with the avatars. Like it's pretty interesting. Their company, Vlast, they have 71 employees. It's a big company.
Oh.
As far as I know, so Vlast, they up until 2021. In 2021 they started as an internal unit within MBC, which, as you might be aware, is a Korean broadcasting system. So like, if you look at PLAVE and their internal content, a lot of it is supported by people who were formerly of or currently in MBC. So they do have that backing behind them. Another bit of context that I find very interesting for PLAVE is that I personally have no insight as to who the people are behind these avatars.
Okay, I've done some digging. I do some digging.
Okay.
They're singers though, like
people believe that these are like idols who are, well, obviously male idols who are in groups that didn't do too well, like Nugu boy group members of older groups.
But it's not officially out there info.
No, it's not officially out there, but people think they're like late 20s, early 30s dudes who used to be in groups back in the day that didn't do too well.
the thing is, people, this group. Okay, one thing that I found really interesting about this group is that the official narrative behind the group, not the storyline or the cinematic universe, but the actual members, as far as I know, as far as I understand, they came themselves together. Like they were friends in real life to some degree, and they were like, "Hey, like, you want to do this thing? There's this cool opportunity," and like one by one, you know, this group became a thing. Originally they were supposed to be just a vocal group, but eventually they were like, we're gonna dance too, you know, because we've done this K-pop thing in the past. That's, as far as I understand, that's my thing. If you're at home, you could probably heard a train run by in the background. That's what it is. But hey,
so people looked at the KOMCA credits of this group. It's I don't know if this is a spoiler, but they said all 5 of the members are ex-idols. That's what people deduced.
Who these people actually are, I don't want to get into further detail because their company has like lawsuits about this. Yes. Well, not only that, they want to stay hidden. I respect that. You know what I mean?
I respect that too.
Yeah. So if you want to find out who that is, you're not gonna get that from us. But providing a little bit of context that's actually public. That being said, if you go check out their lives, if you go check out the music videos, they are indeed 5 anime characters. To me, that's who they are.
yeah, they're VTubers.
It's weeb shit. It's right up my alley. I like this.
Do you like any VTubers, Warren, outside of this?
No. I don't watch VTubers.
I follow one VTuber on Twitch.
Really? Who?
Iron Mouse. That's the only VTuber I follow.
Oh, okay.
She big.
The only virtual YouTuber I know is like Kizna Ai, who was the first of her kind, essentially. She's like a Japanese VTuber. Oh well, I guess there's like the Hololive folks and like Isador folks in Korea. I guess I know more about this than I thought I said. Goddamn. Let's bring it back to PLAVE. PLAVE is a 5-member boy group. Their member names are Yejun, Noah, Bambi, Uno, Hamin. We haven't covered them on the show in the past, but I at some point to Doug, I was like, we should probably cover them because
they're pretty popular.
They were getting popular. Like tracks like "Wait for Love" went pretty viral on like the charts.
They won music show, I think.
They've won music shows.
Yeah,
they've won 1 on Show Champion and 2 on Music Core so far.
When we say popular, specifically in Korea, very popular.
Right. Yes.
Group.
Yeah. Yes. Just please don't be angry at us because you've never heard of them.
Yeah, like for instance, Pump Up the Volume reached #1 on Circle Chart, and then the other past 2 tracks, Wait for Love, and then Merry Plismas, they both got 6th on Circle Chart. So they chart fairly well, top 10 3 times.
And like we're given that we're doing all this context, I might as well dive in because I checked out a bunch of their previous single cuts, like I've heard of Wait for Love a million times before at this point. But they are a group that has musically a lot of focus on like various forms of rock music, not in the way like Dreamcatcher does rock music in their K-pop, but more so like this group focused a little bit more on modern rock. Like Wait for Love in particular went viral because it has that kind of emotional, like slightly teen angsty vibe to it. And I think they pulled that off really well. Like I really enjoyed listening to Wait for Love. Some of the other stuff, I don't know. I'm a little mixed here and there. Pump Up the Volume in particular was a lot more poppy compared to their other releases. So up until this point, they have been releasing music under the Afterhours series, and this is their first release under the mini album series Caligo. This is part 1, so a bit of a shift in what they're doing is what we should know about. So that's all the context. So what do you like the song, guys?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I'm not completely new to PLAVE. I knew about them. I know they're popping up a little bit on TikTok and they're quite popular in Korea. Because they do a lot of like lives or something. And you kind of see this in this music video, right? Where there's 3 members in like a room when this whole fighting thing starts. And I think it's supposed to represent like, oh, these members were doing a live thing. And then I'm a little lost in the storyline because I don't know if there's lore, if there's some background context that I'm missing coming from other projects. But I knew a little bit about them. I did not expect this sound, especially because the music video didn't start off like that. I went through like different expectations, I guess.
We can talk about the song in a second, but like I agree with you. Like the music video and the song felt very much like separate things, assets, entities. I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's fun. The fight scenes were cool.
It's essentially an anime episode.
It is.
You know what I got? No.
fun.
It felt like a cutscene in like a 5-person trading card game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a you know one of those like anime trading card games.
Story mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Genshin relatives, like Honkai Third Impact story.
Honkai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It felt like one of those, like you know, like, which makes sense because I looked into it and they were apparently the engine behind this they're using is Unreal Engine. So hey, like
it's literally a video game engine. Yeah. Okay. In terms of the music, though, right? I didn't have any real problems with the song until we hit the anti-drop thing.
The first chorus?
Yeah, the first chorus. I thought that the build, it all of a sudden happened, right? It just got rock all of a sudden, and it built so quickly, right? Like one of those roller coasters that do like the hyper launches. That's what it was like. We just went 0 to 100 real quick. And I thought that was cool. And then I feel like the especially the time is freaking running out. I thought it built really cool. And then you just pulled the entire floor out, right? And we got a bass line, bum, bum, bum. And I feel like we never really recovered, even once the rock part hit back in, I feel like we never really recovered the hype that all of a sudden happened.
It's like, okay, let's give that a little bit more context because I agree, right? Leading up to that point, there is a lot more of a modern rock ballad type of an arrangement in the beginning. It's very chill isn't the word I would use. It's a bit more emotional. So like it's supposed to act the sudden build up. It felt like it was going to create a bit of a change up. That bass note heavy anti-drop, I personally don't think is a terrible idea if used in a different part of the song. Like for example, if that was the intro to the third chorus, shit, homie, like that would have been I feel like that would have been a great change in pace, right? Kind of like Doug, I don't think we really needed that there. Especially because the guy who was saying that part showed a great, I don't know, I felt like I saw a great deal range there, like suddenly building up all of a sudden. But for some reason they decided that they needed to do like a anti-drop, which it's not even really popular in K-pop anymore, let's be honest. Like
I feel like it would have been fine if they did it one time, like the front or the end of the song, right? I think it could have worked. I just think like the fact that they did it twice as well didn't help. It's just like killed my vibe.
I mean, I saw the intention behind it. I don't know if I love it. What it did remind me of, and I don't know if they're pulling inspiration from this or they want to try out the sound specifically. It reminded me of recent releases from Extraordinary Heroes, where it was like a mixture of like quite emotional, dramatic, and then elements of like in like the rock element, kind of intense, building like that emotion as well. I think it worked in certain parts. I don't know if I was sold on like the rock rap that they do.
Rock rap. Remind me of like PAP.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah. I mean, I think I understand the vision. I think I know what they were getting at.
Did you?
I just don't know. I don't know if it worked all the time, because it did happen quite a bit. Like I think a couple, at least 2 members, I think, had lines that were like rock rap mix, and it was quite intense, almost a little bit too intense, maybe.
Oh, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like K-pop rap in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, like second gen K-pop rap. You know those days, like you know what I mean? Like one of the
TVXQ. Oh yeah, I can do that.
Oh man, no, it's like, yeah.
Okay, there was a moment in time where like a rock, like in like mid 2000s, there was like a rock sound too that was meant to be very like intense, and like rap was mixed in there. I felt this a little bit, and I think Extraordinary Heroes did a bit of a resurgence of that too, a little bit. So I don't know, maybe it's coming back. I don't know.
You know what? I'm sure. I'm like. Don't get me wrong. I think there are great examples of rock rap out there, and but look, their press release calls it boom bap rap, old school hip hop. That is. That to me says they don't understand what they were trying to do, and that clearly shows up in the way this is presented. It doesn't even feel like rock rap. It feels like a weird ripoff of like Beastie Boys, which, don't get me wrong, has been coming back recently. It's just I didn't have fun listening to this. I'm not gonna lie. So here's my total comprehensive POV. Right, build up is kind of funky. You build up to a chorus which I don't particularly find super energetic or particularly memorable. You build out into a chorus that I don't find enjoyable. Then you go into a chorus that has the same issues. While I'm listening to all this, I'm watching a music video that has, I don't know, feels so different from the rest of the song, because like while there's an anti-drop, this guy is shooting guns at another person, and it's like fast cuts, like very visually stimulating. And then while all this going on, I'm like trying to figure out what I'm supposed to enjoy out of this.
I think, okay, I don't know if this is actually how production happened, but I think the two were made separately, independently of each other, where the visuals were developed without listening to the song, if that makes sense. So to me, it feels like we just paired both to have this product, but they don't necessarily build and like connect to each other as another like a typical music video might, where like your the instrumental, the song itself is connected to the visual.
Here's the thing, right? And this is where I kind of go back to how Vlast presents themselves. This company says they are at the crossroads of webtoon, K-pop, and high tech. At the moment, they have webtoon, K-pop. They're not crossing. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there's a cool visual with like
they're there.
They're there. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was really interesting. Did I follow the entire plot about how they are aliens from a different planet and like they have powers and who they're fighting? No, I didn't get any of that. But I saw what I saw. It was really cool. Did I think it was appropriate for the song? No. Fuck me, like make it a separate cinematic visual or something. We've seen SM do that, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying Blast has SM money, but like, sorry, what?
It kind of reminded me of that for a little bit. I don't know why.
Yeah, because like they have this whole like huge, universe of a plot. Yeah. Here's the thing. A lot of things are not particularly working for me, but the song itself isn't too terrible. Like, it's not something I'm gonna listen to and be like, oh, like this is. I hate listening to this. You know what I mean? Like,
there were parts I liked. I just found the chorus mopey after the anti-drop thing.
Mopey's the
especially
right word.
Because they go yeah over and over again. Like I just feel like I don't know. I thought we built up to this chorus at the speed of light, and I was like, oh, we're gonna do something crazy, and then it pulled the rug out, and then once we get the rug back, like. That's like when your beach umbrella flies away and you get it back finally, and it's there's a hole in it now, and it's just like, what are we doing here, guys? I don't know. All
right, just let's. I'm gonna try to sum it up. If you have never heard any music from PLAVE, which I'm gonna guess you haven't,
I've heard some of their tracks, but I couldn't tell you which ones they are.
Personally, I would probably check out Wait for Love over Dash, or even Pump Up the Volume. Like those two, I think were fine and very nice. For me personally, with the PLAVE music I've checked out, I am not particularly a fan of. On one hand, it does feel like they are trying to expand their palette a little bit, but on the other hand, I'm not sure if strategically that's a good idea either. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Interesting from PLAVE. Let us know what you guys think. Not my favorite track. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Let's pivot to the last track of the week. We got IVE with Attitude. They're from our Starship. They're following up Rebel Heart, Ascendio. Hey, yeah. All right. There's a pretty famous sample going on here, right?
Yes.
Tom's Diner, which it's always there's that one viral cover of Tom's Diner with the dude with the really raspy voice that I'm sure everyone has seen on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Warren, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I know Tom's Diner.
I think I've heard it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Really, the most famous iteration of this song these days is the cover.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. I don't know. I thought it was something else.
No, because the original song has a female singer. Then
Right.
this cover is two dudes.
Suzanne
Oh,
Vega.
Yeah.
does it? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought that's the original.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
there you go.
See, there we go.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone knows this. This is the one with the two dudes. All right, now there's a big cover here. I'm really like this song. I don't know what I think. I like I like parts. I don't like parts. I think in the context of I like the sample they used, I like the song. But if it wasn't this sample, I don't know how much I like. If I wasn't partial to liking the sample, I don't know how much I like the song. If that makes any
Really
sense.
the other way.
Oh, really? You feel the
shit,
other
okay.
way?
Well, I knew the sample, and I don't really have an issue with the sample itself. I just didn't. I don't know if I like it mixed into this sound, this song, because I don't know. To me, it felt a little disconnected. Where the melody, the sample they use of Tom's Diner, it's basically the same as the original, right? But the rest of the song, I don't know. It must be in the same key, but it sounds off to me. It seems like it's down and then we go up again in the regular verses in the chorus, and then the melody, the sample brings it down again. I don't know. I don't know if there's actually a technical difference, but it felt off. But I understand if people like it because it is very catchy. I recognized it right away.
It's on key. It's on key. Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
It just sounds off to me.
I don't particularly exactly know what you mean. I have a bit of a more neutral stance on this than you guys. Where I personally feel like they took it feels like they took that line out of context and just popped it in because it's a catchy chorus. That's about it.
The sample.
The sample, yeah. This isn't really a sample. This is more of an interpolation.
No,
like they took the melody and they were like, it's catchy, fits the song in this key, plug it in. That's honestly my takeaway with it. And like, you know what? I personally felt like regardless of how the original song sounds, this version works too. Like this, don't get me wrong. Like that song is a very different song. Well, the cover I heard with the two dudes is a very different song than this. Very different genre. Like it's completely different. It's just the top line happens to work in this context, and then the top line happens to work in that context. So in my head, it felt like it was a convenient tool to pull out of. Maybe a little less thoughtful than the last time I was going around sampling songs, but like not something that needs a heavy amount of thinking in terms of incorporating either. All they're doing is pulling out a bit of melody and just looping it. So in my head, I was like, you know what, it was fine. It works. It's a nice tool that they decided to use. It's a catchy bit, I guess. It's not like something. It's not like Tom's Diner is particularly the most viral hit in South Korea either. It's just. I'd be surprised. Actually, I'd be surprised if the general public in Korea knows about Tom's Diner.
Here's my issue with it. That being said, I still think the song's fine. Is that the original Tom's Diner, the one by Suzanne Vega? It's a very like muted song. Like the whole like song is like da 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 da. Like it's just like it's almost like a talk singing type of song, really.
Right.
It's like a narration basically. And I feel like maybe it's not actually true in the song, but in my head, that song is just like a very muted song, right? The whole energy of that song is muted. And to put that into a K-pop song, right? They're going for a high energy song.
Yes.
It just feels like it emotionally mutes the chorus then for me a little.
Yes,
Really?
I agree with that.
Damn. Okay.
That's what I'm getting.
sense
I'm just
that.
like, I'm not saying it's mopey, but it just feels like it's like restrained, like more restrained than an original chorus would have been for me. I don't know how to put it.
Maybe it's because I
Maybe-
don't have this emotional connection with the song. Like
I was gonna say that maybe
Yeah.
because I have
that's
heard
what
the
it is.
original.
Yeah, I've heard the original a lot.
because like for me, it's the equivalent of Triple S doing La La La's. It just happens to be pulled
Really?
out from another song. Do you kind of see what I'm getting at?
I see what you're getting at, but yeah, but that's why it's interesting because I'm sure other people are like, oh, it's fine, but for me, it's just like weird. Like I feel like what's going on here? Why am I not 100% clicking with this?
I do think like the part where they do okay. I do think the entirety of the song isn't particularly high energy. It's not explosive. This isn't 11. This isn't Love Dive. This isn't.
No.
It retains the attitude they had. Attitude. See what I did there? It retains the attitude from those songs, right? This is once again we're coming back to the tried and true. I'm a confident mofo. Don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like I'm a baddie. You know, like we're once again going back to the tried and true concept of IVE being this, you know, baddie, badass, girly kind of thing. You know what I mean? And like if you take out the da 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 part, you know, the Tom's Diner sample, it really is a very standard, modern, very straightforward K-pop song. You know what I mean?
It is.
So you're liking
the
this
rest of the
Ryan
song.
Jun track?
Ryan Jun makes shitty songs. Sometimes he writes good songs. This is just okay.
I mean,
you know?
this is okay, right? This is okay. I also agree. This is okay.
Bro, Ryan Jun, my guy, writes like 100 songs a year. I'm
he
bound to
wrote
like
this in-
some of it,
he-
don't like some of it.
He made this entire album, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, he's the second writer for all of these songs.
Yeah, he wrote all of them. Wow.
The thing with Ryan Jun's music in general is that it never feels particularly super creative, and that applies here too. Again, it's very traditional K-pop in the sense that it feels like a third to fourth generation K-pop song, but like it's not like, oh shit, you know, this is exciting. You know what I mean? Like, it's good.
No.
If you have enjoyed music from that era, if that classification of K-pop, you will enjoy this because this is a pretty good interpretation of that as well.
You know what it also was? Okay, there's a couple things.
Yeah.
How do we feel about using Liz's high notes as like a beat? Like I don't know what is that even
Okay.
called? Like you know how the
I
Ion
was
did
talking
it in
about that.
Baby Monster as well?
Yeah.
That high note where
Yeah.
it became a beat all at the end of the high note.
Okay,
how do we feel about
let's
people
explain
doing
what's
that?
happening. She is
Yeah.
in an arpeggiated manner. She's singing
Yes.
more higher and higher and higher.
High,
She
high,
has
high,
an
high,
upward
high.
melody,
Yeah.
and then she starts retaining one note, and then they stutter her voice out. They chop it.
It becomes like a sound effect at the end. Yeah.
yeah.
It also gets distorted at some point too.
The second
Yes.
run of it near the end of the
Yeah.
first chorus, they do like a turntable, you know, like
Yeah.
Do we like people doing that? I don't know. That was just a trend that, like, you know, it was the second song we've seen do this the past year.
I liked it. I don't hate it. It's fine.
I
Yep.
I don't know.
I
have a
think
lot
it
of
was better
questions about
here.
this song.
I think it was better here than Ion's high note in the Baby Monster track. Which one?
And-
Drip.
okay,
No, Drip. Is it in Drip?
I think it was in Drip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was better
At some
here.
point. And this the thing. Okay, this is no shame or this is no hate comment towards Liz at all. But when she was going up in that melody, the higher she went, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna sound good. You know, I was
Okay,
like,
I agree. I was more I was like nervous about
Yeah.
how it was gonna end.
I was like, I don't know if
I was
like
nervous
this.
for her.
Right.
I'm like, how are we gonna do this live? Like, what are we gonna
Okay,
do?
that's another question.
The thing is, they did that transition, and I felt like they did that to her benefit, where like it not only became a vocal part, but also became a part of the song itself. You know what I mean? It was a transition. Live, fuck me. I'm sure she'll stop singing.
Well, to be fair, when Ion does the drip high note, she doesn't do the entire thing. Like,
yeah.
it becomes like a musical effect.
Like,
towards the
how
end,
many
so.
times did IU do the like the three-part high note?
I'm in my dream.
Yeah, live like 3 times.
Okay, I finally understood now what I liked the music video. I thought it was interesting, the vibe, but I was wondering why it felt off-putting to me. The rooms in this music video remind me of grad school. Like,
It seems
Like,
very
oh,
drab.
no.
the building I did grad school in, School of Public Health Buildings 1 and 2 at University of Michigan, kind of have liminal space vibes at
Oh,
certain
yeah.
Oh,
parts of the
no.
building, and that's what this music video is giving. Like, no windows certain places, and like it's just kind of like a little bit awkward.
What's
That's what this music video gives.
Doug, what's an English word for 답답해?
You feel a little
Like-
congested or like
Stuffy or like,
stuffy is the best word.
I don't know. It's a little
Like
답답해,
suffocating
but I
a
can
bit?
breathe. You know
Like,
what I mean?
and you know why? Because in grad school, in the winter, they would blast the heat even if it wasn't cold.
Oh, I
and you're
hate
sitting in a
those.
liminal space and it's too warm and it's weird. The vibe is very weird.
Oh man.
That's what it reminds me of. And yeah. I don't know.
Well, now I can't
I didn't-
unsee that.
I didn't think it was like, how should I say it? I thought it was an interesting choice to pair these visuals to this sound, because the song itself is not high energy, but it's also not depressing, right? But
No.
the tones, like the colors they use, the architecture they feature, the buildings, everything is quite toned down. It's drab, like it's not bright, it's not refreshing. I thought it was an interesting choice to do that, because I think they've been kind of trying out different aesthetics, and I would refer this to kind of some things they did with Ascendio, where it was like kind of dark, kind of not grungy, but it was an interesting aesthetic they were trying. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it creates a contrast that I don't dislike it. It just makes you a little like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
It's a little okay for me personally. If you're not watching this show, like, you should check it out. My mind went to Severance, like office
Oh.
suits. You know what I mean? Like Tom Brown. You know, like they
yeah.
start with the scanner. Like, so it, like, I definitely feel like there was, combined with the song, there was, I don't know. I'm trying to say I liked it, but like,
Right.
I don't know. Something about it
Here's
didn't
the
work,
thing.
and that's what I liked. Does that make
I need like a week to digest this one, like Rebel Heart. I feel like it
true.
more next week.
Yeah.
Because I really like the Tom's Diner beat, and I know I'm gonna eventually feel like this is the best thing ever. One part I did not like. There's one part I don't like. I don't like the Gaul rap part at the end.
Damn, you gotta stop hating on God. What did she do to you?
I don't hate Gaul. I don't like her parts.
Oh.
She channels that second generation rap energy perfectly. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think we needed a chanty festival rap. You know, I don't think it was needed. Am I wrong? I felt like it was out of place.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it either.
Yeah.
You know, they needed God to do a rap, so she gave her. Look, here's my take. Girls are wearing Tom Brown. Colors are toned down. That kind of rhymed. That wasn't meant to be.
It did.
Girls are wearing Tom Brown. Colors are kind of
Toned down.
toned down. My take is that this is a continuation of the IVE being a little. It feels IVE, but a little more mature. This feels like the stuff like we got it feels like we're back to doing stuff we left off of with I Am, but at this point, that's almost 2 years ago. It feels like I've did a lot of experimentation in the last like year or so with these, with like, for example, Baddie or like Ascendio, and like now we're back to IVE doing what they're really good at. But now they're not rookies. They've been around the industry for about this is their 4th year. Y'all realize?
Wow.
They debuted in December 2021. So
Crazy.
this is, on one hand, it's doing two things. One, we're returning to where we began, status quo. On the other hand, we're also giving it a bit more of a mature spin. And that is, visually represented. And, sound-wise is also represented. I feel like it's not, it's not super high energy. It's a little more toned down. And then I think, if you add that a bit about, the Tom Ziner sample, I'm sure, you get more of that than I did. So, overall, hey, IVE is not 15 anymore is what I'm getting at.
That's true.
You know what I've always used to think of? It's like, okay, number one, Wonyoung and Yujin are absolute monsters, right? I've been thinking maybe one day we should do a like dynamic duo tier list of girl groups. Like Karina Winter versus Wonyoung Yujin. Who would you take? Like,
God, what?
As a set? Like
the top two, like the two big kids in each group, we line them all up and we pick which is stronger. Like,
okay.
That would be tough.
Jennie Rose versus Minijin Bangsiok. Who do you choose?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Not the duo I was thinking of.
The greatest duo in K-pop of 2024.
Here's the reality of the situation. Yujin and Wonyoung are so popular right now. It's insane. And you know what? They have the talent to back it up. And
they're still young.
I'm not gonna comment on her health, but Wonyoung's been looking happier and healthier lately too. I think it's great, for sure. I think they're really coming into their own. They're a massive group. They saw the year that they had a decent year, but they saw the year aespa had in 2024. And I was like, we could do that too, Is this my favorite song? No, but I'll probably say it's my favorite song next week. But I have to give it a score this week.
We'll
see.
I've enjoyed both Rebel Heart and Attitude.
One more thing I do want to call out. The song is written, lyrics are written by 3 folks. Seojium, she writes a lot of K-pop. We also have Niche, and then we have Jang Won-young as the 3rd songwriter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, Lucky Vicky.
Lucky Vicky is back. Given that so much of the lyrics are what they are, I feel like it was, a pretty good idea to have her write some of the parts in the song. And you know what? It feels a lot more genuine simply because of that. So I dig that. That's good. That's cool. It's nice.
The most ridiculous thing about Wonyoung is that she's 20. Like she's been around forever. She's only 20.
Damn.
That's insane. All right, those are the 3 songs from this week. The only other track that was released this week, sorry we didn't cover it, was Eunhyuk Up and Down from Super Junior. SojuScore. Last week, Mini Her got a 5.59. CIX Thunder got a 6.93. And then Jennie Zen got a 7.22, just missing out on the 7.3 threshold to enter the Hall of Spice. Warren's still not happy about that one, I believe.
I will be forever salty about that one.
Let me get the screen thing going up. We got the screen up. I accidentally did not have the numbers hidden, so it was all over the place.
We're good now.
The first song, Jennie Dominic Fike with Fike with Love Hangover. Oh, last week I gave Zen, I believe, a 7, right? I'm into this track more. I'm giving it an 8.
Oh shit!
Wow.
I really like this track. Like, I think it's great.
I like this around the same level as Zen. I think it had a different appeal, but I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. I think it showed a different side to Jennie and her vocal talent. I'm giving it a 7.
7. Yeah.
All right. I again, similar to Zen, I don't think the song is for everybody, but what it tries to do, I think it does exceptionally well. I got an 8.
Damn.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my god.
SojuTalk Nation and
Oh my
Gochu
God.
Gang also voted, right?
What do they give?
Oh, what the fuck?
5.7.
Wow.
Oh my
5.7.
god.
God, what damn.
As
Does
a
it still
result,
make it?
as a result,
Oh no.
as a result, Jennie and Dominic Fike's Love Hangover gets a 7.18. Y'all are killing us right now. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Man.
We're getting crushed.
Man. That's mad.
If they'd given it a 6, no, they had to give it like a 6.3. Yeah.
Wow.
How is this song underwhelming? That's
Well,
crazy.
no, it's just average. It's average.
Okay.
Some people
average.
must have done a
Oh, I'm sorry.
4,
5 is
though.
average, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's between average and good.
Y'all, are- man. Okay. All right.
Next one we got PLAVE with Dash. I'm conflicted because I really don't like the chorus of this one, but I thought a lot of the other aspects of this song is good. I think I settled on I really enjoyed up to the chorus so much that it still got a 6 from me, but it would have been if the chorus had hit, this would have been a 7 or 8 in my opinion.
I'll say this. I like the sound they were going for because I thought it was. I like the idea. I like the concept of this sound paired with like action scenes, make it intense. Did I love the execution? Not 100%, but I don't know. It was interesting. I'm definitely more willing to check out their stuff. I'm gonna get it a 6.
I think I really like the ballad rock parts. The rock ballad parts that are a lot more emotional, melodic. But other than that, I thought the pacing was off. Chorus was not really memorable. Parts of it I did not like. Rock is terrible. I got a 4. Sorry.
Damn.
Ooh, dang.
SojuTalk Nation and Gochu Gang also voted. They gave this track 6.78.
A 6.
Man, we are not
Okay.
vibing, y'all.
We're not vibing. As a result, PLAVE's Dash gets a
6.
5.70.
Oh, 5.
I want to really pull this
Okay.
one down into the gutters, you know? Damn.
It is what it is.
And then finally, we have IVE Attitude. Conflicted about this one. I do think that it was a muted song a little bit, but the music video is muted in its own presentation itself, right? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm in between giving this a 6 or a 7, right?
That's
Okay.
where I was at too.
I'm really in between giving it a 6 or a 7. I think this gets a 7. By next week, it should probably be a solid 7, but it's a weak 7 for me.
Oh. Oh yeah.
You
I
can give it a
was
6,
also thinking-
Anita. That's fine.
You can give it a 4,
Okay, I
Anita.
will.
That's still fine.
I'm gonna go with a 6. I think it might be also like time. Maybe I just need to get used to like that melody sample because I also feel that it affects how I perceive the rest of the song for some reason. It feels off to me. I don't know why. But a lot of the aspects of it, like the visuals. Shout out to the choreo because they reference Wonyoung's turn that
Yes,
apparently went
yes,
viral.
the viral
that was
turn.
really cool. Yeah, I think a lot of the other stuff was nice, so I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. If I think about sampling, interpolation, if I think about good examples, I always come back to songs that give new meaning to a bit of a melody or a sample or such. To me, this feels like that is doing that. It's giving
Really?
an existing bit of music a new take. This is the IVE take on a particular Tom's Diner. I didn't hate that, and the rest of the song lives up to it. I think it's it knows what it wants to do. It does it pretty well. If you're into dance pop, that K-pop is that does. If you're into dance pop music, that K-pop does really really fantastically. This is gonna be up your alley. No complaints. I got a 7.
7.
Okay. Nice.
All right. SojuTalk Nation and Gochu Gang gave IVE's Attitude. Attitude's the name of this song. They gave it 6.3.
Okay.
So, in the middle.
Okay.
As a result, IVE's Attitude gets 6.57. Right. That is the Soju scores this week. We got Jennie and Dominic Fike. Love Hangover 7.18. Dude, last week Jennie Zed got a 7.22. Like,
that was closer.
Goddamn.
Goddamn.
We have PLAVE Dash 5.7, and we have IVE Attitude 6.57. I can't read right now. 6.57. That's what I've got. All right. Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, well, talking about IVE, Rebel Heart won on M Countdown and Inkigayo, so they have 6 total wins with that one. Congrats to them. And then Minnie, with her, she won on Music Bank, her first solo win.
Nice.
Big congrats.
Nice. Yeah, Rebel Heart's doing really well, but it's also has to do with there's like no competition right now for that song.
A little slow now, yeah.
Yeah, but that ends part 1. SojuTalk episode 314. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it, part 2 of SojuTalk episode 314. Okay, it's the Lunar New Year week, right? There's not actually a lot going on, but there's a new SM girl group, 8-member girl group on the horizon called Hearts to Hearts. There is S. It's not even Heart to Heart. It's Hearts to Hearts.
Hearts to Hearts.
Okay.
Plural.
Also known as H2H, not H2O, H2H.
Okay.
8-member South Korean. Oh, why would they put South Korean? Of course, it's K-pop. Whatever. They have members here, right? There's a Naver article that came out. They gave some details. It's the first idol group to be formed entirely with secret trainees at SM in about 16 years since FX. And 13 years since EXO. That's pretty much means that they haven't like done showcases or people know of these people like right before they debuted, because previously they just done that. It's also the first idol group to be launched under the 3.0 system, by the way.
Oh boy.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So they got members here, right? They have an Indonesian girl, SM Entertainment's first Southeast Asian member. Wait, that they don't count. Okay, you know what I don't understand is they don't count 10 as a Thai person. Yeah, it's I don't know why they do that. They always like all the Korean articles they say like they mean that 10 is Chinese even though he's like raised in Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how he identifies, but I know
we have an
Thai.
ethnically Indonesian girl in this group, guys. Okay, that's
cool.
what I'll say.
Okay.
We have another member who's a dual citizenship, Korea and Canada, and then we have a bunch of we have a bunch of other girls from Korea in this group. Average age of 17. They're born between 2006 and 2010.
Oh my god. There
Holy
you go.
shit. Okay. 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell that these are hidden trainees because I'm on the K Profiles website. There's like no info basically about these kids.
Aw,
Oh, we know
very
their
little
names.
right.
Yeah, we know their names. Jiu, we got Carmen, we got Yua, we got Stella, we got Juan, What? Iena?
It says,
I'm gonna.
it says Aina in Korean.
Aina. Okay. We got Eon. Bro, her stage name is basically Ian, but we have Eon.
You got an Ian?
And we have Yeon. These are some tough names, honestly.
Yeon, Ian. Okay.
Very similar.
All right.
Hey, it's exciting. They opened up their official Instagram. It's right here, 200K followers.
Oh, wow.
You could claim to be in the first 300K to follow them. You followed them before they were cool. You know, they got pictures going on of the kids. That's all we got about these kids, pretty much.
That logo is
Okay.
interesting.
They're set to release their first single album. It'll have 2 songs. The debut track, The Chase, B-side Butterflies. It's going to be released on February 24th. It's happening, guys.
Okay.
That's soon.
It's soon.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
From now.
Okay.
We're gonna be covering them in episode 317.
How do we feel about SM? They're coming off of aespa's arguably strongest year. They won a bunch of day songs.
Yeah.
We got a new girl group up in here. In the meantime, the 3.0 is very controversial. Cacao in a bunch of trouble. Rumors that they're trying to sell, and also like a lot of the older people at the company seem kind of disenfranchised and angry at the company.
I mean, let's say
The Sunghan stuff too, as well.
let's say I'm leadership at SM 3.0.
Yeah,
I am some bullshit senior lead executive production management lead man. Let's imagine that's my guy. I need to prove myself. I need to prove my worth. I need to be like, shit, look at this group
Something.
I produced and debuted. They made millions of dollars. I gotta do that. You know what I mean? So I would say there's a lot riding on this personally. If SM 3.0, if the folks running it if the leadership at SM 3.0 are not actively trying to burn this shit to the fucking ground, I think they would be putting a lot of effort behind this personally. That's what makes me really excited about this. That being said, we know that this is not going to have anything to do with Mr. Lee SM,
No.
Correct.
This is not going to have anything to do with our guy Yu Young-jin.
No.
Correct.
So it's going to be weird being like, oh shit, you know what? Never mind. Yu Young-jin is still at SM. Never mind.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this. I think the expectation, or at least what I imagine will happen, is that there's going to be a difference in sound. I think we might expect something a little different. If SM 3.0 is really trying to like distinguish themselves a little bit, I think there might be a difference in sound a bit. I don't know how, well, I don't know what it would be, but that's the most
There's
impactful.
also a giant New Jeans shape like cataclysm missing from the K-pop sphere right now. You know what I mean? There's a giant crater that we're missing.
I mean, here's the thing. They already have a debut trailer out.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, I don't know, while it doesn't feature like actual music, it feels like it's gonna be in the realm of stuff that Triple S, ILE, New Jeans have been doing.
Correct.
So I would expect that this kind of delves into that kind of music. Production wise, apparently it's reportedly a part of production team Prism. I didn't name that. I don't blame that. Don't put that finger on me. But hey, Prism production team within SM are responsible at the moment for Shiny, Wavy, Raiden, Lucas.
I like 2 out of the 4.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Raiden for the most part does his own thing because he's like a DJ, not really like a main guy at SM. The 4th guy I mentioned, we don't really like to talk about.
Right.
Wavy and Shiny are off doing their own things with their boy group
Right.
stuff. So, in my head, this is once again from Prism for this production team called Prism. this is their moment to shine and really prove themselves within the
Girl
companies.
group, yeah.
So like internal corporate wise, I'm like, shit, there's got to be a lot of shit writing this right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's probably like the board meetings that are going on must be crazy, right? Like
And maybe,
all hands,
Yeah.
we're gonna write this ship. This is the ticket. Everyone get invested right now, right?
Yep.
I wonder if Kenzie's gonna make the debut track. Curious.
That's my biggest question.
Well, is Kenzie
Is she
still at
involved?
SM?
I believe so.
Is she?
Is she?
I don't know.
Yes, she signed with SM.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, in that case,
It might be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Kenzie. Oh yeah, she's been writing music with SM all last year, so never mind.
Yes, sir.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, SM has a very unique system with their production where they have a giant pool of music that they kind of go back to every now and then. I imagine with a debut, they would be utilizing this bank of demo tracks very heavily. So, in my head, debut songs gotta be fucking perfect. I feel like it would be.
It's important. Yeah,
right.
it's an important.
But then again, like, did I like Black Mamba? No, I still think Black Mamba's a terrible song.
It's not. It's not. Maybe it wasn't the highlight for me, but it had something. You know, the Kwangya thing made it interesting, I guess.
Right, but like if I think back to all the aespa title tracks, Black Mamba's in like solid D tier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, probably F tier actually. I'm looking at this list.
Dang.
This might be my least favorite title track of all time from aespa.
Oh, I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. But I
Damn.
don't hate it.
Regardless.
Regardless, a lot of pressure. We'll see if
Yeah.
they live up to it. It's a big deal.
eyes
8
on
members. That's a lot. That's like a traditional SM big group, you know? I have to see how they
Close to
can manage all of
SNSD.
this.
Oh, fun fact, SM has never done an 8-person group.
Yeah, and they did like 9s. They've done even bigger.
Like
Yeah.
there has been a group that became 8 at some point after a person left.
Correct. Correct.
But not
We
a
don't
debut.
talk about Jessica.
Sorry.
It's like- I was like, we don't talk about Bruno. Come on, guys, get with the memes.
I get it.
Um,
I get it.
All right.
Oh.
So New Jeans' parents, they made an Instagram account, by the way. It's
Oh.
called New Jeans PR. It's apparently like Jeans' parents is what this is for, more or less. So
Okay.
more or less, it's the parent, all of them, it's all their parents, right? All their parents here. They're basically like, hey, we had no platform to communicate our position, right? They also they made various efforts to relay what they felt through journalists. They're grateful that some of them did the statements as they were, right? Their statements, but they said it was also difficult because a lot of the other reporters we had talked to kind of like. They didn't follow exactly what we said. They kind of stirred the soup a little bit, you know? Stirred the pot, kind of made stuff misleading, kind of made things more newsworthy, right? And they said, you know, the member statements, and they've been pretty straightforward, but they said, like, for us, it's probably been a lot of false information or different narratives that weren't exactly true, right? And they said, like, you know, we can't really trust Hybe and Adore to release our statements or anything like that because, you know, we're not really in cahoots with them. They're going through like no fact checks, things like that. That's at least what they're claiming. Yeah, they said Adore and Hybe once again distributing rumors and fabricating claims to multiple journalists. You know, this is where they are. So they're like, yeah, so that's why we made this account. So whenever we say something from this account, you could be assured it's from us, the New Jeans parents, and it's exactly what we mean. Kind of makes sense, right?
Okay.
Okay, let me get this straight. Because New Jeans' claim is that they are no longer a part of the Adore Hybe situation, they don't have a formal PR person. This is that.
Essentially, yeah.
This is them releasing press releases through an Instagram account, and their PR being their parents.
Literally, yeah.
Okay. I mean, okay, you know what? For a moment, I thought that's like the stupidest shit ever. But like, I thought about it. I'm like, okay, you know what? That's not the craziest thing ever. They don't really have an outlet.
No, they're more or less saying the New Jeans girls will release stuff on the Jeans for Free thing. They said if the parents have anything to say, we'll release it here.
Right. This is essentially their equivalent to a press release outlet. This is their equivalent to them releasing official statements about their legal shit with the.
What I'm saying is for the parents to do it. We're not saying for New Jeans. We're saying for the parents.
Right. Well, essentially, I'm agreeing with you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I'm viewing them together right now as one team entity.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Oh, I don't really view it like that, but okay.
Oh. You are imagining that New Jeans could disagree with their parents.
I'm not saying that they could disagree, but because the New Jeans girls are the ones in the lawsuit, I think they have to keep it independent of each other.
Oh.
Okay. No, that's fair. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see how this
works out in reality,
Interesting.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, their account is literally Jeans PR. So like to me, this is.
Hey, it's the only account that Jeans for Free is following.
Of course, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah. What else are they gonna follow?
Mini Jeans.
No, I mean, I don't think it's a great look, but it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? At first, I thought this was stupid, but I recognize the need for this because
I do too, because you can't unless you're literally friends with this report and they ain't gonna screw you. You have no clue, right? What they're gonna write.
Yeah.
You're at the mercy of them. Yeah.
That being said, I am slightly cautious that they are going to overuse this channel. When you're under a lot of controversy, sometimes best PR is no PR. Like I'm thinking,
Don't have to say anything.
yeah. Like okay, do you guys know the video game No Man's Sky?
Yes.
No.
Okay, Anita, TLDR, they released the game. It was shit. People didn't like it. It was incomplete, buggy as hell, terrible game. They shut down their entire PR channel until they released the new update, while the entire internet shat on them. They did that over and over and over again for a couple of years, for like several updates, and now everyone loves them. So it's a classic example of shut the fuck up doing PR, shut the fuck up with the PR, and release results. To a degree with New Jeans, I do think that would be ideal, but like then again, like they don't have the outlet to publish music at the moment. So, I'm a little cautious because I see the potential for this channel to be overused and, like them to make a big deal out of everything. But on the other hand, that hasn't happened yet. So I will complain about it once that happens,
I do think that people who are involved in big issues should have the right to be able to release their statements without it being adulterated by other people. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, I feel like they should have that right, especially with how open social media is these days. So I think that makes sense. That being said, do we really want to hear what their parents have to say about everything? I don't know. That's a different story, right?
Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
yeah. So there's that. All right, let's pivot again. So you know how like Jennie's been doing well, and then Lisa's been doing well. And like Rosé's been doing really well, right? Hey, Jisoo signing Warner Records.
okay.
Ooh.
That's a thing.
Okay. Here we go.
We got Jisoo here. She's coming back soon. There's been teaser images that came out, right, of her upcoming. I don't know if it's album or whatever, but there's images that came out of it. People are very excited for her. We'll have to see because all the other Blackpink girls are doing like crazy stuff right now.
This is releasing on Valentine's, February 14th.
Ooh.
This is going to be a 4-track EP called A Mortgage. The 4 tracks, starting with the title track, is called Earthquake, Your Love, Tears, Hugs and Kisses.
Okay.
And she's the first writer on all of these tracks, by the way. Blisu, who's that? Oh, and then her company produced all the tracks too, so it's apparently in-house.
That to me sounds a little funky, but we'll figure that out when you get there.
We will see.
We'll see. This album, is the biggest question mark for me.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Like, I do not know anything about Jisoo's musical ambitions. Like, we know she liked singing, but
Correct.
but I don't know where any of this is going.
I mean, she has done a solo before, right?
She's done, she did
Remember.
This one.
Yeah, Flower.
Flower. Yeah.
I didn't like
So
that
we
one.
kinda-
I don't know.
I wasn't a fan either, but see, there's more.
Okay, now
Based on a lot of these teaser images, it's gonna be strong. Like that's what it feels
Oh,
like.
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Yeah, like look at these teaser images.
Oh.
Look, this is a Jisoo teaser image. This is the one that went very viral. This one.
That's Jisoo?
Yeah, it's exactly.
I thought that's like
Interesting.
Itzy for a second.
So we'll have to see. I'm very excited. You know, it kind of sucks to be the last one up because there's a lot of expectations, especially after your girl Rose went crazy last year, right?
Goddamn, yeah.
Right.
Well, okay.
So,
She was recently on a YouTube variety show called Dex's Fridge Interview.
yep.
She pulled up and she said a couple things about the new releases. She says it is going to be it's going to be a fun song, upbeat song.
Okay,
And she
nice.
tried to choose something that people would think of her when they listen to this song, and something that would be catchy. Dex checked out the chorus while they were recording, and he said that it's catchy. So hey, there you go.
I feel like this is most out of all the girls. This was most likely to be the most like K-poppy. You know,
Oh,
that was
Typical.
my
Classic.
opinion. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Particularly because like she's the Korean from Korea, you know, like that's like relative to the other kids. That's why a lot of people are like, all right, this is probably gonna be the most K-poppy of the releases we see from these girls. But hey, I'm excited. I want to see what happens.
We'll see.
All right, let's keep going. I think that's pretty much it. All right, so this was bad. So a CEO, they didn't name who. Some guy got sentenced to a year in prison, 3 years of suspension on charges of aggravated assault of a minor boy group idol.
what?
So he used a metal pole, and he hit this kid, member B, and struck C on the head.
What the?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
this
don't
guy
do
got
that.
only 1 year, which is more a testament to
That's crazy.
how ridiculous the Korean sentencing system is.
Yikes. Yeah, it's not the 80s anymore. Not that it was okay in the 80s, but like,
No.
Yeah, the inherent issue with K-pop and these problems is that like if you have like a million USD, you could probably make a company and try to do something, right? Like the barrier to entry is very low, right? To try to get into the K-pop game. And like it also preys on the fact that we always talk about this, like, you know, the kids want to become idols, they're desperate, right? So it just leads to these type of environments where not that good at people who probably shouldn't even be in the game are like, I see BTS making so much money, I could do that, right? And then, yeah. It's
Hopefully
terrible.
the people involved, the members, are okay. Hopefully they.
Yeah, imagine your kid wants to become a K-pop idol, he gets into this company, and then he comes like, Mom, I got hit in the head with a metal pole.
Oh my god.
Like, could you imagine?
I can't.
it's culturally. Let's add a layer of context here. Culturally, beating up your kid with the stick was a lot more acceptable decades ago.
Yeah.
I grew up with all my my friends, like being beat up to a certain degree. That being said, like I feel like in the range of weapons,
Metal pole's rough, dude.
a metal pole is like not
Too
typically
much.
in that range.
You gotta take out a ruler, dude. You know,
Typically, it was like at
stick?
most like a wooden stick of love, you know,
a
like
dowel is what they call it, right? The metal sticks from the craft store. I mean, not metal stick, wooden stick from the craft store, something like that.
or
you
like
know?
your parents' slippers or some shit like that. Fucking
Yeah.
metal. Okay, I'm looking at the Korean article. Apparently, it's a metal hanger stick,
Ooh.
which makes me think it's like one of those like sticks Do you know one of those like pressurized poles?
Oh.
Pressure poles, pressure
what?
rods. You know, like
Yeah.
those are fucking heavy, man.
What the? Oh, I really hope everybody involved is okay.
Anita, what's slipper in Spanish?
Chancla.
Yep,
you
y'all
go.
get beat up with those, right?
I didn't. I did not.
Because Anita, you're a goody two shoes. You ain't getting hit by a slipper. We know this for a fact.
Person, yeah.
Come on, Anita. But it happens.
That being said, it's like 2025. We don't do this shit anymore.
I always thought that Koreans
No.
had the best punishment for children, or even when you're like a little bit older, when you mess up, you just put your hands up. You know, that's the best punishment ever. No one gets beat up, and it's uncomfortable, right?
It's like a timeout type.
I remember one day in like high school, I was like, I've been working out. I could do this for a while.
Oh
Thinking
man,
that. I remember thinking that.
you made
a
a
workout.
mistake.
I didn't say it out loud. I was thinking it. I did not. I'm not stupid. I didn't say this out loud.
How long did you last?
5-10 minutes. No
Man.
problem.
My teacher would do one of those invisible chairs
Oh,
where
that's
like
terrible too.
you gotta put your arm out like this, like in a right angle, and then like with your
wall sit.
Right, you gotta wall sit.
Oof.
We
We are not endorsing child punishment, everyone. That is
No.
not what we are doing.
No,
Let's
no.
keep going. We got some tour things going up. Stray Kids added some dates. They added one in Shizuoka, Arlington, Texas, Madrid, Rome, on top of the dates they had already listed.
Wow.
So hey, Arlington, that's a big one. Let's keep going there. YG Family. Hey, you remember we were like, where's Treasure? Well, they're touring though. So 2025 first
Right.
US tour. We got Brooklyn, Paramount, Washington, Oakland, Los Angeles. 4 dates.
nice.
That's a thing. We got them. We also got GOT7 Yugyeom. He's having a bit of a tour going on here. Toronto, New York, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, Los Angeles, Santiago, Sao Paulo, and Mexico City. Probably called the Tariff Tour or something, I'm thinking. Because of the countries he's visiting. Hey, shout out to our Canadian neighbors. Just know, we like you still. Just the Angry Orange doesn't like you for some reason.
It's a mess. It's a
yeah.
mess.
Even our neighbors to the south. I like the neighbors to the south too, but
Yeah.
but they don't like them because melanin, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently,
Let's
this
keep
is
going.
what 2025 is. Hang tight for 4 years.
I got some other, because there wasn't much news today. I put this in here. It seems like Stacey's gonna have a comeback into a world tour. That's gonna happen.
Ooh.
March.
And then finally, the boys. Look at how cool they look at their new company in these
Wow.
outfits, dude. They're coming back with full
proper.
vengeance. Yeah, let's go. They got
Wow.
they got these nice photos going on.
They're
So
not-
that's also happening.
They are now men, boys to
The
men.
boys to men.
The men's.
That's literally all the news. That's like the whole show this week. Honestly, not a lot the last 2 weeks because of the Lunar New Year stuff. But we make do. Next week though, my list says there's 2 songs. It says that it's only Reseen and Even. Reseen was that like rookie-ish girl group that people loved the song of last year. So we'll see if they can follow that up. We got Even as well. I think Even is one of those groups made up of kids from Boys Planet, right? I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is also happening there.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see if there's only 2 songs. Maybe we'll cover those Baby Monster tracks that we've been talking about. But that's about it. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time. Please give Jennie higher scores in the future. Bye.
Bye.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Liam's Games and Toys, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.